So we're getting off a highway tour. We're starting with the northernmost city in the map, Crowers Bay. It's a pretty nice village. This was all really recent, actually. There's a highway tour that was made not that long ago, but there's corruption happening now. This is the fourth highway world. This is Cherryton. Again, pretty cool. So we're on this highway. The 15. And then we'll take a little bit of a right here, and then we'll probably come back to here. Actually, we'll just go down here because we think he'd be faster. So, this is Spruce Town. It's not any spruce here, but Spruce Town. None of the exits have been really done. Haven't really got to it, but it will be done soon rather than later. As a bunch of work has actually been going on up here, and there's a lot of differences between this part of the highway and northern part of the highway compared to the last time we did a tour, because it didn't exist before. So this is Plain Beach right here, and then this is Red Beach. Both coastal villages, and then we'll take a little bit of a detour to the left here. And this is 60, and then the 60 and 15 are merged for quite a bit of a section, quite a large time. And we'll be approaching Johnville, the likely new biggest city in the world. We're not very much down here, and then we will get to Acadia, which is almost the westernmost town, or easternmost, in the world. And yeah, there you go. It's just another village. So, you're not really missing out on anything. And we'll keep this going before going up. We'll keep going down this highway for a little bit. This highway actually, if we go straight down it, it'll take you all the way down to War Hill, which is near the middle of the map. So this is one of the larger highways in the world. I don't think it's the largest one, but it's close. And then this is Cookieton, and exits have been done for this one, as well as the city just north of here for Red Beach. And then now we're approaching Johnville. Compared to the last time, the corruption, let's just say, just set back Johnville like completely back to square one. So we kind of just went all out with this, and there are so many different highways that you could take, but we'd be here forever. So this is gonna be Johnville, future Johnville. I'm not even gonna spoil what current Johnville looks like, and we'll get to that. Oh shoot. I've been muted this entire time. Whatever. Hopefully not. Oh, it has been. Okay, we're good. So moving down here, we have a new one, new Highway 2. A lot of this was revamped. A bunch of lanes were added and moved. And it take a while to get through everything. But now we're finally leaving Johnville, or what would be Johnville. And we have two cities up here. We have Roverton, not to confuse with Rod Rover. I'll know Rod Rover. I cut ties with him. But this is Roverton. And then up here, maybe Rod Rover resides in this town. That'd be kind of weird. And then we have Blue Castle up here. Nothing really too crazy. Just 2 villages, great highways. Added a bunch of light so snow doesn't cover them. This is with all of the snow highways, so just to make it more convenient. So if you continue tracking down here, you'll meet this highway. I think this is 35, and you keep going up, and you have Cake Valley right here. Pretty cool. Cake Valley's pretty cool. And then you have this is Blue Castle. I think that's Wood Castle up there. Okay, it's not exactly, the labels are not the greatest, but whatever. This is Mage Castle. These 2 highways pretty much run parallel to each other until we get to Lakewind, when they both merge with each other. And then this is pretty similar to that, pretty much where we started with the first tour earlier this year, but now we've upgraded. Now this runs all the way north to Mare Fort, which is the second northernmost town for right now, for at least the near future, until Northern Town, a village that's around 6,800 blocks, 6,500 blocks north of 00. We'll get a road to there. And then this is Marbledale, pretty cool. And you have a huge forest here. And just keep this going up here. And distance you see Merrily, and yeah, it's just a normal spruce village. Nothing. You have Rodsville, and Rodsville not connected with Rod Rover. Don't get confused. But yeah, it's a pretty cool town, I'd say. Get quite a few buildings. It's entirely done. And then you move down here, and then this highway's gonna extend it to the snow biome. You can see it's not really completed. And then you get to Bright Witch. I think the 4 lanes is gonna end once you get to the snow, and then you have this like kind of like back road type deal that connect Rodsville to Bright Witch. If like you want to take the slow route, if you're going for the scenery, you go this way. So we'll just keep going down here again, and yeah. And then we'll make our way to Johnville. We are, how far into the tour? We're 8 minutes in. Okay, we're pretty good pace. Hopefully we can get this under an hour, or at least 50 minutes. Quite a bit's been added. I think the last one I would have done, I think it was like 53. So yeah, we're gonna have to move pretty quickly if we want to get this done in time. And as you kind of noted, there's a bunch of villages that are surrounded Johnville. All of them are destroyed temporarily. They'll be back in more of a modified way. But yeah, it just had to be done. It took, I think, about a month to flatten all the terrain down here. So because it was very mountainous, and it surprisingly got done. That's all I can say. I don't know. I was definitely this covered like a massive area, and it'll be the new biggest city in the world. That's all you really need. That's all you really need to know. And then you can see that underground kind of section is still there. Haven't made any of the new roads just yet. That's the main plan once I get the highway project done. Hopefully Johnville could be like nearing completion in like 4 years. And this is Johnville, downtown Johnville. And yeah, it's kind of just chilling right there. Again, not much really changed since then because corruption was actually after work on downtown Johnville was done. So yeah, because I did not save any progress from that, and progress on that was moving quite dramatically. So I mean, pretty sad. We'll go down to Violet Winter. We'll temporarily enter the snow biome. And here we go. Violet Winter, pretty modest village. So now we're leaving pretty much the highway for just a little bit. And we have Drakmir down here. Pretty go to town, I'd say. And these Emerald Towers, they're made for the Highway World Grand Prix. So you'll see another one down here when we get to New Spring. For now, we'll make our way down here. Or maybe to demonstrate it. I'll just make my way down there. And here we go. So right down here is Welland, the Legend of Welland. I think when I get down here, it's going to begin snowing. If I'm correct. And then you're going to hear some lightning too. Yep, that sounds about right. Making our way back to Drakmir now. It's also going to speed up the process. I think it takes you, hopefully it takes you to New Spring, I think so. So we'll be dealing with the snow for a little bit. Shouldn't be affect these highways. Because these advanced torches. And we'll make our way. Bang. We should be here in New Spring. Yes, this is New Spring. Demonstrate how Highway World Grand Prix is gonna work. You'll race from one location to the other, and then to get to the next race, you'll just teleport to the city. And here we go. There is what town is that? Manton, another village. Nothing really too much about it. So let's make our way down here, and we'll be traveling down this stretch of highway for a little bit. As this is the major northwest highway. This is one of the two major ones. You have actually kind of three. You have the 35, which runs from Ore Hill to like Lakewind. Oh yeah, this is Marble Ice, pretty cool village. So this is the 95. The 95 is the big one over here. And then you have the 5 that runs from Stupopolis all the way up to Ore Hill. And you have the 35 that goes from Ore Hill to Lakewind. And then you have the 15 that runs from Johnville all the way up to Crowers Bay. So this town is Warrendale. No, that's Mallison. And now we're hopping on 38. This is Granston. Pretty cool, Granston. Pretty decent town. And then down here, yeah, Bushton, which not exactly very important cities. Here's normal villages. And now we'll make our way to Warrendale. And Morndale is kind of just a solid little village, but these begin to split off with each other. I'm not give out strategies because there's a chance we'll be racing down here. But one route's definitely a little bit better than the other. And this is Morndale right here. And then down here we have Silverford. Do we make our way to Pink Pizza? You know, we'll end our journey with Pink Pizza. We might be hearing some lightning. I would not be exactly shocked. No. It's kind of surprising. Okay. Moving on. Because this thing gets a little bit crazy around 0-0. And that's going to... Where are we on the trip? 20 minutes. Okay, we need speed ups too. Janley's coming up. Yet another city or village. A lot of the abandoned portals actually been opened. Which I think I did. I don't really remember. Since a lot's happened on this world. This is pretty much the 3,000 day tour. What happens if you're in the survival and you create world for 3,000 days? And you'll get something like this. A lot of hours been poured into this world. And next, we have Whitedale. We'll make a little bit of a detour down here before we get back on the 95. This is the 85. This runs from Stonefield all the way up here. Just over the hill up here, we have another village. And this village is Carleon. Carleon. Oh. It's a weird name. I think it was automatically generated. So, moving on. And next, we're getting to our first major city since two of them actually. We kind of have two big cities close proximity to each other just over here. So we might take a little bit. We might cut a corner over here. It's not very much to see. And we'll be approaching Mapley, another village. It's actually a small one, I think. It's relatively small. And then this is Albane. Albane and Camel. Albane Camel, joint city, which Camel is known for the camel population. And camels have recently gone extinct, so we might have to rename the city for all we know. Well, this is the Albane. It's a cool soccer stadium and all that. Fort Kevin's down there, but we'll just tour down here a little bit. And now I think it's Diarmid. Wait, this is an unnamed village. Oh no. Okay, that's why I'm lagging. Okay. But this is Diarmid. Not much to say about it. It's another village. It's unnamed, actually. Okay, we'll make our way down here. This is Merley, which was once the westernmost village in the world, but now it got overtaken by Pioneerville up here. Pioneerville is known for just being just a bunch of pioneers went out west and they decided to go to settle there. And then Jaketon is right here. Jaketon, pretty cool town. I can't lie. And let's turn around. I don't really know which one's faster between these two routes. I assume it's probably like this way because why is there lightning over here? Whatever. Moving on. We're reaching Fort Kevin, and we are nearing the halfway point of our tour, actually. Just trying to find a way to be efficient on this tour. Get this soon, because this is a very large world. Like, to actually like tour and like give detail about stuff. So this is the biggest city to come out of the realm era of the world, and it's Fort Kevin. Albany was the 5th largest, and then Fort Kevin is the 4th. Johnville is currently the 3rd largest, but I'm expecting to shoot up to like 2nd or 1st at any time. It can at any time, to be honest. And then Stonefield, just outside the top 10 actually. And the next town actually I think is actually cracks the top 10 for largest cities in the world. And it borderline might be bigger, to be honest, for all we know, because Weston, just because of the sheer amount of buildings, that puts it into the 9th spot. And yeah, so Weston, pretty cool city, known for its humble beginnings and then its expansion. Moving on, we'll go to Rainford, the humble village right here, and then there's a highway that cuts right through it. And this is how you get to Iron Falcon. Okay, whatever. We'll make our way to Canitoba next. Canitoba is actually the 7th largest city in the world. I think it might have to be 8th. I think it would be 8th, to be honest. I mean, Canitoba is a big city, but it's over Port Robbins. We'll get to Port Robbins eventually. And now we'll go down here. And we got Cowsurth up ahead, that small like village and like a bunch of like chunk borders. And then next we have Spongeland. And then Polyfront and Iron Falcon are follows. This is Spongeland up here. Spongeland, just a bunch of sponges. Didn't really. So this is Iron Falcon, a famous city, kind of famous in quotes, for being on a mountain and being in the middle of nowhere. And then over here you have Polyfront, a very small village. Not much detail to go into right now. We're 24 minutes into the tour now. And we're making quite a bit of progress. to make our way back to the jungle, and then we'll get to the more interesting part of the tour, where we'll have something to talk about. The early part of the tour is not very much to talk about, since... Oh yeah, there's also like 2 islands like Port Blue Coast. We're not going to cover those, but they're pretty cool islands. So we're entering Aurelia now. And yeah, pretty cool. There's another town, I mean. We'll cut around New Bix. There was a town down there, but it got destroyed. A very destroyed town. And then next we're nearing Butter Barn, which is one of the ending destinations for one of the Highway Grand Prix races. And then we have Deepmoor. Actually, no, this is Ash Hedge. And 2 highways kind of just surround this. And this is Farnworth, this pretty much the smallest village / city in the world. And then Byglass. Plenty of incidents have occurred here. Home of the mud tower before it got demolished. And then next we have Deepmoor. Not very much to say about it, just it exists. So this next one is, Belland. Some progress was tried to be made to improve the town, but it used to be famous for the famous tea headquarters, but it got demolished. Used to be, I think you still have some of the remnants from the Restland. There's a little bit of a rest area right here, yeah. And then it got nuked. Which, I mean, it happens. It happens. Westerhaven's right here. Another village. Continuing down here is when you get to Mistal in Bristol. 2 more villages. It's not very much to talk about down here. It'd be cool to get this on like a world download and then put it on the marketplace. But honestly, I don't even know if that's how doable that is. Bristol's right here. And there's a cherry forest down there if you really want to go there. It's 2 cherry trees. So that's pretty cool. We'll do a little bit of some cutting. Just to quicken the process. And we get to Wadley. which another village. I mean, there's actually a village like not too far away from these two. Stupopolis is down here, which is the southernmost city as of right now. More expansions actually might happen. There's a village right like in the distance down there, which is it could be something. Very well could be something. But I do hope I do hope that I could get a world download of this. At least I convert this over to like a computer. That'd be kind of cool. And then I run out to my website or something. I don't know. That is general idea right now because this world is so big that it's kind of ridiculous. Like we've been touring around this for over 30 minutes now. And there's still more to cover. Well, we're done with most of this tour because like 90% of like everything is in like a super small area. Hey, but I can get a little bit more in detail a little bit. Then yeah. What? And then in 30 minutes, hopefully Highway World Open, the final one, grand finals will start. It doesn't really look like that's gonna be the case. So next, we have Faircliff. This monument's so huge. I have a feeling it's gonna get destroyed one day because it's super large. And then we have a former abandoned village, Faircliff. I think actually is still pretty abandoned, to be honest. You can kind of see some imperfections. But now we're getting to Nubix, the second biggest city in the world, and technically could be the biggest one because within the city also contains the sixth and eighth largest cities in the world. Well, Spruce City only has a 10th, so I mean, whatever. So this is Osford. This was the original village. Like this part of the highway that surrounds it, like this belt. It took an entire day to do that. From waking up to going to sleep, so that was kind of crazy. And then we have Lake Haven down here, which greatly increased in size. Actually, it might be a top 10 largest city in the world right now, ahead of Alpond. And then this is downtown Nubix right here. Some adjustments are going to be needed to be made, or at least some new buildings are going to be going up soon. And then this town, I don't think this is ever going to get done, to be honest. And then this is Old Bix. This was actually the original skyscraper in the world right here. The diamond and iron. So pretty cool. And then Gratesburg. Gratesburg underwent some modifications post-corruption. And look at that, like, it's one of the most sought-after cities in the world, excluding Port Robbins. And, I guess you can see why. THP cities down here. Again, pretty good for both their incomes. Again, if you want to live in lavishly. You can move in one of these move into one of these skyscrapers, or you can live in the slums. There's freedom of choice in Nubix, and that's why if you want to live in a slum you can. And if not, then you can move into one of these skyscrapers. They're always looking for people. Then we have another rich neighborhood down here. Haven't really began work on it at all, to be honest. And where are we at? 35 minutes, okay. And yeah. East Greatsburg is up here. And then you have another named city down there. And it's pretty cool. You have some slots down here. There's some liquor stores. Some banks, First Bank, and then the World Buffets here. Like, there's nothing really. And then down here, Port Robbins. Perhaps the most attractive city currently in the world. Perhaps it's ranked the 8th largest. You could argue it could be the 7th largest over Canitoba. And there's a lot to do in this area. You have a beach, a bunch of stores, good area of tourism, I'd say. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got mobile here. I think we're approaching it's been 2 years. No, it's been 3. Yeah, it's been 2 years since mobile. And the evil scientist there is gone too. Wait a minute. Okay, there's no new mobile. Let's go back in game mode, see real quick. And now we're entering Spruce City, Owl Pond in the distance. First, actually, we'll just cover a few details, like a few minor ones. Spruceburg's right here. And then you have a random town right here. I don't even know what it is. Rest area. Whatever. Not very much. Not missing out very much at all. And then next we have Autopolis. Say beaches right here, and then this part of the world is pretty chaotic. There's a bunch of pigs here, if that's a sign of anything. This is Autopolis. The only normal city in this area. If we move down here, it's a little bit of a swimming pool, and then you see a bunch of bees. And then you see a bunch of sheep too. We're not going to get into what happened, but quite a bit happened. So we can see down here. This world's part of the world's pretty archaic. Evil scientist later was down there too, and then let's just say he didn't survive. You can harass Forza 360 about what he did and like why he decided to do it, which I don't really know myself, but he tried to prove a point, I think, and he didn't get the point across. I don't think so. And then there's a bunch of lightning down here. It's kind of a sign for what's to come. So we have 20 minutes now to cover Spruce City, and then we'll make our way up to Ore Hill, and then we'll finish off at 0-0 with Mineville and King Pizza. It deserves to be last for a good reason. So this is Alpond right here. There's gonna be some new buildings going up today. So that'll be kind of cool. Spruce International Port's right there. And Alpond, I mean, its attention's been kind of minimal recently. Then you have the blue buildings. Guess what's blue? It's blue. Blue. It's blue. Spruce National Park, right there. There's a lot to cover around Spruce City. So this is Traxium. This is the original piece. And you have neighborhood down here. Originally was a village, but it's transitioned to be like part of a suburb. And you can see everything. These church buildings transformed overnight. Got Weather Tower right there. Pretty cool. And it's a pretty nice area. You also got a golf course. We'll be playing on that golf course down there later. The Nubix Tower controversy with being the largest. It was the largest building in the world before. I didn't show that tower actually. But Johnville now has the largest tower in the world. Nether Portal Tower right there. TG Tower. Used to be one of the taller buildings in the world. And then we have some tennis courts. This is actually a pretty new addition. Now let's just say Rayman Bay is gone. Sorry, Rayman, but yeah, it's they're cooked because yeah, they wanted to get 16 courts in this area, only got 10. So feels bad. Feels rip to that. There used to be an established End Highway, but this is just an experimental dry ice or a blue ice highway. Make our way up here. We're making our way to Brownville Token. Brownville's right here. Token actually has a bucketball stadium, which I don't know where they got the funding for it because it's a pretty small town, but I mean, we won't complain. But we're about to conclude the final Highway World Tour. Just like and sub. My final video is gonna be my last. This is gonna be the last time you're gonna see me ever. This is Mount Terrific right here. Unless you find my personal account, which I mean, I guess that's fine. So that's Mount Terrific. Evil Scientist there was once there, but Evil Scientist sucks. And up here we'll cut up to Bycrest. Bycrest is looking pretty cool. You can't lie about that one. Bycrest is pretty cool. And then you have the Nether Portal, which used to be actually, it was going to be a theme park there. Plans didn't work. So this is East Haven. East Haven looking pretty nice. And up here we got Ore Hill. And Ore Hill, this is when everything goes downhill dramatically. So again, this is where the tour will end, or at least one of the races will end here. From the southernmost to here. You could theoretically, I think, follow the exact same road all the way up here, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, or at least if you follow that same highway, then yeah, you could. This is when things go downhill rapidly, and you're about to see in a minute. Again, if you're a little bit sensitive, you get epilepsy, I turn it off, to be honest. I turn off this video because it's about to get crazy and it's about to get super loud. So you'll be hearing that quite a bit as we finish up this tour. Which time we have? We have 15 minutes. So this is the final race of the tour. The highway's cut off here. You can't. No leaving. It's closed. So we'll make our way down here. Actually, we'll walk the rest of our way as we finish up the final Highway World Tour. So this is Mineville. Pretty nice little town. People live here. But I don't think anyone really go if they go outside or not. And then, yeah. The Great 00 storm has been ravaging this area. And this is the final race of the actual, this is the final race. And you gotta run from here to Pink Pizza. And you'll see, I'm in creative mode, so, but the goal is to not be hit by lightning. And the issue is, lightning strikes the road quite often. So you can see this right here. Again, that'd be perfect right now. I'd still be perfect here. Dang, maybe I'm balling actually. And once you get like close up here, this is when like your game begins to lag. Because there's so much lightning. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Now we gain struck. We gain struck again. And then you just keep going. And again. Yeah, this one probably would be over right now. Oh, it'd definitely be over. So this is the final race. And it'd be a dramatic. And you gotta make a big pizza, and you're the champion. Probably. It's gonna be for double points, probably. So if you get, it's gonna be like 3 or 2 points. If you win, then it'd be 6 or 4. And you make your way along this file straight away, it's definitely a lot easier, but you could still die. Don't get yourself too cocky or overconfident, but I don't start lightning. Here we are, Pink Pizza. The legendary story of Pink Pizza. Sweet beds. And, so I gotta say, I told you it went downhill. I think the Ender Dragon's in the middle of the map too. They might have died by now. Oh, I think they're dead. I think they're probably dead. Oh, never mind. There's one that's alive. There used to be hundreds of them. Yeah, they're all gone. I think that's where we conclude the Highway World Tour, though. It's the final one. And I think it was shorter than the last one, actually. We did it under 50 minutes. I need to get out of here. But yeah, that's where we end it. It's been nice being on THP, but that's it.